it's Justine Valender from Centurion Real Estate. I'm super excited. I'm here with Aleksandra Kuzet, who is an independent tax accountant. Hey Alex, thanks for joining us. So Alex, a lot of my clients ask me on a pretty much a daily basis. I'm dealing with landlords and investors, and they're wanting to know a little bit more information around the positives and benefits and negatives around depreciation. So we're going to delve into that shortly, but just before we do, can you tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and why did you become a tax accountant?
Hi everyone, my name is Aleksandra Kuzet. I am a CPA and I am a tax accountant, a senior tax accountant in a small boutique firm called Robert Lopez CA, and we service clients mainly in the eastern suburbs.
Perfect. And why did you become a tax accountant?
I actually became tax accountant by chance, and I fell in love with customer service that you have to be very good at, and the tax and accounting. So I built a really good career. I've been working as a tax accountant for 12 years now.
And I would definitely say good tax accountants, you're like problem solvers, aren't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I have to say, I mean, clients come to us with all sort of problems and questions, and we have to sit down, think about it, and come up with a solution for a client because, you know, we're first point of call.
Absolutely. So I mentioned earlier we're going to talk about the topic of depreciation today. So could you tell the viewers and investors and landlords, my clients, what is depreciation and under what properties are they better to gain depreciation, i.e. old versus new, and just delve into that a little bit?
Absolutely. I'm going to talk about depreciation in terms of investors, and I'm only going to talk about depreciation in terms of real estate, and especially residential real estate, because depreciation of course goes into business aspects as well. But in terms of real estate and investments, depreciation is a concept of asset losing its value over its useful life. So as an asset, whether it's a house or a piece of furniture or something else, will decline in its value as it gets older. In accounting, we take this into account by allocating small bits of its cost of an asset over a period of time. So in every tax year, you get a claim of depreciation, which equals a small amount of whatever you paid for an asset, and it keeps going until the asset is fully depreciated. Just to cover off some basic rules, for example, for investors, small items like a microwave oven, for example, or some other small items that I can't think of right now, if under $300 per owner, they can be written off in first year. For example, if a husband and wife or partners buy a property and there's two owners, then that amount increases to $600. For example, that I think that would cover maybe a dishwasher, not sure. So those items get written off fully in first year. And then items in between $300 to $1,000, they can get into a pool, which is simplified depreciation method, and you get 37.5% depreciation in those items. Anything over $1,000 per owner, again, gets depreciated in accordance to what is prescribed useful life. So a lot of items, I think, from what I see, last say 6, 7 to 10 years, 12 years, or that's pretty much it. But you know, 6 to 7 years, I'd say, is the main length of useful life I can see.
So when I come to you, I've obviously got the original build contract that shows that purchase price. So it's important to do that. Would I need a depreciation report on top of that as well, do you think? Or
what I find in the last few years is that builders are well organized, and usually when you enter an agreement or a contract to build a house, usually they come up with what we call depreciation report. So it's very usual for new builds to have that as part of the package. Obviously, they've cottoned onto it. It's very important. If you decide to move out and rent it in a couple of years' time, depending on how much you have invested post-purchase, I mean, your place is pretty new. I don't think that you will be investing that much into additions, but if you do, it might be a good idea to get a qualified valuer to come through and do a depreciation report, just in case that there will be a few things that you might be missing. They might be only just limited scope survey. You might get it at a cheaper price than for the full-on scale. But it's always a good idea to get an expert in anything to come through and give you their thoughts.
So I get asked all the time various different questions around the tax aspect of owning an investment property, and I don't know the answer. This is why I've got a great accountant as well. So I always refer my clients and say, just make that quick call to your tax accountant.
Oh, absolutely, I agree. We love hearing from our clients, and we get questions that have nothing to do with tax all the time. In our practice, we envisage to return your phone call same day, or take a 5-minute phone call all the time, return your email same day. So please call us if you have a tiniest question that might have nothing to do with tax. We will be happy to hear from you and to answer you, to be able to assist you.
So good. And guys, look, this is why you need to get a really good tax accountant involved. I get clients come to me going, oh, I want to sell an investment property, I'm sort of over it type of thing, and it's an emotional based decision, but they've actually not backed it up by getting some really good advice around the finance perspective. Like I said, we're investors, we're all here to try and make as much money as we can out of property, so please just make sure that you've invested in an amazing accountant like Alex that can guide you and giving you the right information, so you're not making those costly mistakes. So Alex, thank you so much for explaining to the viewers a little bit about what you do. You've mentioned a few times that's a topic for another day. I think we can talk about so many different aspects around this, but that's just a bit of a taster for our investors to watch today. So thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.